Oh my God, 28.
Yeah, they don't really care about us. Hey.
Okay, hey y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all know I don't know no words.
Like,
no goddamn thing.
Shit. At some point,
no words. I don't know no words. Nothing.
At some point, a lyric was gonna come back around, but we're not gonna hold y'all up today. And welcome to Soul Palate Podcast.
Goddamn song, bro. Welcome to Soul Palate. I'm Capri.
I am D, and yeah, we love y'all. You already know what it is. If you don't, look at the previous episode and that intro, and you'll find out what it's about. Welcome back.
Welcome back, child. We got Erica back with us again.
Yes, friend of the show officially. Because this is what, like your third time?
Second, technically. I don't think one of them times made it.
No, it did. It made it as a bonus clip on another episode.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a separate
as
episode.
A bonus clip. Okay, so I guess that's technically 3 whole times.
It was like 2.5.
Two and a half. Yeah, that was a little quick. A little quickie.
A little quick. Yank yank.
A little yank yank.
What's going on in the world with your love? We're doing wine today, y'all. Like,
we're doing
Of course, when Erica's here, we need to do wine.
Which I'm excited for because I feel like nobody hit me up about wine no more. So
Really?
Yeah, no, everybody want me to do cocktails now.
That's
Once
true.
do
You have
cocktails
been like
once,
shaking
you
this
just do
shit up. I
cocktails.
mean, you've been doing bartending
like,
competitions and shit.
Yeah, yes, but like I'm a som.
yes.
I like wine. Wine. It's so funny because I'm like, I like to do less labor, less physical labor. That's what's good for me. I have autoimmune disorders. I need less labor. And still, everybody's like, so can you bartend for me for 4 hours on this day? Can you make 6 cocktails? I'm like, y'all just
Like,
want me to work.
I said,
let me
not
pour
labor
something.
intensive.
I know. I love it. So thank you. I'm excited to be back.
Yes.
And I'm excited to have wine because it's a nice
Wine.
breakup from doing like spirits all the time.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
which is like 90% of what we taste. So I mean, no complaints, but still,
I mean, never a complaint about that.
my heartburn and acid reflux thanks you today. 'Cause the whiskey is just getting.
The water
I mean, I was gonna say I've been having to add water. I've been having to.
It happens. We getting
It's
older.
that bullshit. I'm not trying to burn a hole in my esophagus, so
No, that's why I drink mostly whites now.
yeah. When I'm not tasting stuff for work at this point, I don't drink whiskey often, like for leisure anymore because I'm gonna come across so many like
just
for work. So
Things that you need to taste for work.
yes, oh god.
That's
I
so
had
real.
eyeliner on and just rubbed.
All right,
my
we were
eye.
tasting first.
I did. Okay, so yes, what are we trying, girl? Sorry, y'all. I'm so not used to wearing any type of like makeup or anything. I forgot I had eyeliner on.
You do.
I hate it when I do that.
I completely forgot I had it on. So anyway,
Just be like
what
that.
we tasted first? That was the first sip. Give around.
Yes.
First, we are tasting a really fun wine. This is the Wine Collective's Petinay. Can you guess? Can you guess what one of the grapes is? Because it's called Petinay.
Like a petite something.
No,
Pet?
but
Oh.
you were right.
Oh,
A petite something.
I was gonna say
Okay.
petite.
And nay.
Verdot? I don't know.
What grape ends in nay?
Oh, petite like Chardonnay grape.
And Chardonnay. So it's Petite Manseng
Look at me.
and Chardonnay, which is why they call it Petinay. It's cute.
Okay.
But it's from the first craft winery out in Baltimore. So I think that's really cool.
Oh, we're starting with the Baltimore
local.
joint. Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Hyper-local. And then the vineyards where the grapes come from, Tarara Vineyards, I think it's called, is in Virginia. So beautiful, petite, Manseng, Chardonnay. Nice. I love it.
Okay.
So let's just, let me tell me what you think.
Smells like butter
Yeah, it does.
and lemons.
Literally. In a really nice way. It makes me want crab legs.
Yeah, it does see some
Ooh.
oak. It
Which
does see
makes
some
sense
oak.
coming out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Ironically
Honestly, this is like, let's sit down, put the bibs on, gloves on, let's go in. This is a great wine for that.
Ooh, and I want it to be spicy. And I want corn and potatoes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Sauce.
Damn.
Personally.
It's
like
summertime. Okay. I'm so
So
excited.
you know when Erica bring out the wines, I gotta be careful because acidity is this woman's friend, and so I'm always like, well, we about to.
I
get
love acidity,
today. This has a
Nine
nice sweetness to it, not like
does.
overly sweet, like a very nice sugar content to it, which I really love.
Has nice weight. It's lush.
But to the texture of this motherfucker.
It's bright.
It smells a little bit like a candy. I'm trying to figure out what kind of candy it smells like.
It's like lately, before I've been saying balance, I've been talking about harmony, right? Like anything can be balanced, but harmony is the pleasing arrangement of parts. Sometimes wines are balanced and you don't like them because you don't feel the harmony, right? It's not a pleasing arrangement. It's like, cool, like, is this acidic and is this, dry, but that's not what I'm into. So harmony, the pleasing arrangement of parts, this is like a harmony wine for me. Mm-hmm. That acid, the way the movement on the palate, you get lush, you get fruit, you get bright. Definitely summer. It's giving summer any time of the day, though.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's giving summertime. I know it's spring, but...
a nice little breakfast, especially with some spicy sausage added to that breakfast. And then I would have this, like, with dinner. I would have this at the end of the night, candlelit. Maybe have some cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers for sure. I think it would go really good with cheese and crackers. Mm-hmm. Or a cheesecake.
Ooh, cheese, crackers, cheesecake, crab legs. Okay.
Crab legs sounds so good right now.
All I need is a date. I just don't even...
about crab legs. Did y'all know that there was an app for crab legs?
Like an app on where to get them?
Like crabs, DC crab, and they like deliver crab legs for you too.
Oh my god! No, I did not know that.
I'm
not surprised by it at all, but no, I did not know that.
Stopped us and handed us his card, his crab delivery.
It's like crab, DC,
isn't it DC Crab World or something like that?
Something like that. Crab app, DC.
This texture is buttery as hell too. I love it.
It is.
It's so soft.
It's buttery without
DC crab plug.
DC crab plug. All right.
Let me go ahead and go dodownload it now.
Okay, DC crab plug. Yes, let's do the recon.
Crazy.
Let me know if it's worth it.
Let me know if it's worth it. I'll let you try it first.
That's hilarious.
Crazy for real. Oh my god. So
DC crab plug. We're gonna stop saying their name.
And Baltimore, y'all, Baltimore. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Right.
Yes. All this is very fitting. I love it. Yeah. Perfect way to start.
Catch up. What's going on with y'all?
Yes. Oh God, what is going on with me? Life is lifing. Retrograde is retrograding. Mm-hmm. The titties are tittying. Everything is just doing what it's gonna do right now, whether I like it or not.
That's how that's gonna go down for sure.
Yeah,
like
definitely
nothing we can do about that.
Everything retrograde related seems to be happening for better or worse. Because retrograde isn't always a bad thing, but it's just a lot of moments of like, this is some retrograde type of shit just kind of happening in life right now.
I don't know, people been crazy.
For sure.
People, my guests been crazy. Coworkers have actually been great. They've been rock solid, but people just coming in and just like, what are y'all talking about? Like,
what they been doing?
Just stupidity. It's just like, why you ask me that weird question? Like, are these the drinks?
Like the drinks that you handed them?
Like the menu?
Oh, the menu.
Girl.
What?
Yeah.
This isn't a drink book.
Did they open the menu?
And looking straight through it. Yeah. I was like, first off, I haven't even I just walked over. I'm trying to explain what's in front of you. Are these the drinks? Yes.
I think there's some confusion around it, like within people around this new year, right? Like spring is the new year. This is the time of transition. People are coming out more. People are socializing more. Right. I think that all of that just is causing a lot of confusion because where I work, they're not reading the menus either. They're asking me questions. Is this a sandwich? And it's under the sandwiches. I have so much patience and so much grace. People say hi. I say hello in the morning. Oh, I'm not ready yet. I just said hello. People are bringing a weird energy to socializing in like the daily ways, and I don't know. I'm like, we gotta get through it because it's daily. It's every day. Gotta get through that.
Legit. And I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Retrograding.
Retrograde is retrograding.
Right?
Okay. I have to move over retrograde because it's just too much. It's just too many factors of my life that it's literally having its hand in. Between the technology to the communication to just all of it. People just being fucking weird.
People are being weird, and you're just kind of in a space of like having to navigate their weirdness in a way that it doesn't seem comprehensive anymore. It feels more mind stopping because
for real. Mind stopping is actually the perfect word.
Why would they? I had a person ask me, so is the fried goat cheese?
What did they think it was like a pseudonym for something? Like, what's the?
I said, did you just ask me if cheese is cheese? Because it was the stupidity level was so astonishing.
Yes,
I had to gasp because I was taking it back.
Audibly.
I did in front of them.
That's her.
like, did we just reach a new level of humanity?
Oh, that's great.
And they said, and I said, did you just ask me if the cheese is cheese? They said, yeah. What's it like? I'm like, well,
it's like goat cheese.
And it's deep fried cheese. So like goat cheese?
Wow.
Yes.
I would have fucked him up and said brie.
Like, what are we? Yes, cheese. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I would have told them it's all a part of the Alice in Wonderland story. Nope, it's really brie.
The woman I work with, though, she does do that sometimes. Like, people will ask, they'll be like, oh, is that the chocolate cake? Or they'll be like, is there any chocolate cake left? And there's like a window with all the
you can see the cake. You can see the cake.
And she'll be like, no, we're completely sold out. And she's like,
I love shit like that.
Of course we have cake, of course we have cake.
It's
just so funny when she's like, no, we're completely sold out. And they'll be like, really? No, it's literally right
here.
I'm like, please.
Inviting you to use your brain for
I think they're overusing it actually.
Yeah.
I think people are overusing their brains.
And so they pick the most mundane, most right in their face type of moments. Because you have been hired to serve me in this moment, I want you to think for me too.
Literally.
Yes.
Is that where we are?
Yeah. 100%. And 100%. Not just purposefully, like it really is. You can tell it's this subconscious thing because y'all know how I am. Mm-hmm. I'll be looking people in their faces like, baby, I just said hello. I'm just saying good morning. That's hospitality. I'll say that to you. Yeah. We're human. Like at the end of the day, I'm occupying a position to get you what you need as a person, though. So I don't sacrifice that humanity. And I'm not about to just serve you. Or people will be like, I'll take this. And I'll be like, hello, how are you today?
Right.
I'm not even going to reach my hand out. I'm not here to just grab your things. Mm-mm. No, you approach me like a person. There's a lot of that missing, I think, between the pandemic and just the way the world is working, the way we're engaging with technology and the way we socialize online, the way we socialize through media more than we socialize in person. Because we're in person a lot more now, but are we really socializing in person?
Not really.
Are we really having conversations in person?
Or even dancing in person? We're not doing anything.
No one's dancing.
No one's dancing, bro. I'm like,
y'all go to the club to stand and look cute. That's crazy. I saw this post I'm sweating
yesterday. And this man was like dancing parties back in like 2000s, 99s, 2000s. And it was like him twerking on a girl like, right? Mm-hmm. And then it was like nowadays, and he was on his phone and he walked past the twerking bitch to get past her. He just scooted past her.
It really do be like that.
That's fucking mess.
People just shaking their ass out here and nobody want to catch
Nobody is catching it.
I'm sad about that.
And not enough of us are shaking our ass, too.
And not enough people are shaking their asses.
When I think back to the college parties I was going to when I was in high school, and the way I was dancing, the way we were dancing.
The way I was in there sweating, not giving a fuck.
Yes. Sweating.
Bruh.
Through everything.
Through everything.
Dancing nonstop.
To the point where I was wearing shit that didn't make sense for the fucking season because I knew that I was gonna be so hot and so inside.
Period.
Yes, literally.
I'm like out here looking crazy from the outside. Cool. The inside is perfectly appropriate.
I'm like, well, how are they out in that right now? And I'm like, oh, I remember
those days.
I was literally sweating up. Like I ran a marathon. Like I was pouring. It didn't matter how cold it was. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Right.
It didn't matter. I'm still.
And I was partying during winter break in Washington D.C.
Listen, throwing ass,
throwing at. When I say throwing ass,
throwing
ass.
Before I knew how to throw ass, I was throwing ass.
Throwing it.
Throwing ass at VCU is actually fun. I don't talk much about college days at all, but throwing ass at VCU was actually fun.
Yeah, I was.
Those were good parties.
College parties are great parties. Period.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Especially college house parties.
Ooh.
I don't really be throwing ass these days anymore. I mean, my wife is not like a go out somewhere.
That's true.
have my wife throw ass on me type of, like, not often. Like, there be little moments where she want to pop out and be outside because she was in Houston outside.
She was outside.
Okay, she was outside with Mr. Outside. So there are moments, but we now need to have those moments together and not just with our separate friends.
Yeah, so real.
But yeah,
there's a lot of pleasure, you know, with your lover, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to throwing ass, but I know I can't be throwing ass on strangers anymore. So, kind of need someone to throw ass on. Wife, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take me out there.
Wife.
Take me out.
I have ass to throw. You need to catch it. Thank you.
That's so real. Should we go to our next sip?
Yeah, let's do second sip.
Next wine.
Okay, so shout out to Vanessa on this one.
Hey, girl. Hey, Vanessa, girl. Oh, hey, girl.
So wildly supportive
yes, she is.
Everything and anything I've ever done, regardless of whether or not it's been in spirits, wine, cocktails, personally.
Yeah.
Like, you are a golden human.
Golden human is great. She's a consistent golden human.
Consistent golden human. Just talk about centering what you can do.
Consistent for sure.
Just show up with what you can. Show up human. We love that. But we're gonna be drinking so don't judge my French. This was a wine that I was gifted by Vanessa just to like be able to have more exposure, to have more resources to do the things I do. So I'm really grateful. Had some extra samples of things, and this is the Commanderie Della. Bargemone. I'm really not like a French speaker, but it's coming. It's a Provence rosé.
Nice.
It's coming from Provence, so it's gonna be like you can see it in the color. Like it's gonna be all of the things that you
giving
expect.
super blush.
But it's coming from a larger farm. So out of all the wines we're tasting, this is probably one of the largest farms. Okay. Like the other ones are like you're talking like maybe a couple hectares. Like you're talking anywhere between 2 and like 10 hectares of farming. This is 160.
Break down hectare.
160 acres. That's just referring to the vast amount of land that is occupied by wineries, right?
So it's larger than an acre.
Larger than an acre.
Got it. Yes. Okay, so hectare's larger than an acre, folks. I learned something new today. I hadn't heard that term before.
Can you look up how? Do you have? Can you look up how many acres are in a hectare?
Yes.
I want to say it's 10, but I might be wrong. But either way. Farming, this is 160 acres, so this is like a lot of land.
Okay. It's 2.471.
2.471
acres in a hectare.
Go. So a hectare.
That's so random. Who came up with that measurement? I just need to know. Like, who's the person that said
many different styles of measurements in the world. It's
that's what I'm saying. Like, who's deciding these? Kilometer, meter, yard.
43,560 square feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't who's making these numbers?
Who's it to what's it to?
And it makes sense because acre is a measurement for square footage, so it does make sense because when you're talking about acre, you're talking about a box. You're not talking about a length, a linear distance.
Okay.
And so hectares are a larger amount of acres, but it's really just if it's 2.5 acres, then just say the number of acres. Just say the acres.
I never even thought about the fact that an acre was. And we're learning things today. Yeah, welcome to Soul Palate University. Okay. I didn't know that acres was like a square, not an actual like length or whatever. Okay, you know what?
Like when you say miles, you're like that's line.
You know it's a line. Correct.
Acre is always a square footage.
Okay, love it. Cheers to that. It's the knowledge for me.
It's almost a football field.
Got it.
An acre.
Yes.
Almost, because a football field is 48,000.
Imagine that some of these farmers are really just farming basically like 10 football fields.
Right, that's crazy.
Wow.
And they're producing wines.
Shit.
Beautiful.
That's a lot of land to cover.
That's a lot of land. That's a lot of land.
It's a lot of fucking land.
160 football fields with this one.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's a beaut.
A little bit of strawberry, a little bit of raspberry.
Yeah. Yeah, that tart from the raspberry is definitely hidden.
Ooh, yeah, definitely raspberry.
There's something. I almost smell like dry dirt, but in a great way. It's very like dusty.
A little dusty. How do you feel about the quality of fruit? Do you feel like it's very ripe? Do you feel
I was just about to say, are we talking ripeness? I think a little underripe.
I think a little underripe too.
That's tasty.
Like tart raspberries be giving me that underripe.
Yeah, exactly.
Underripe vibe.
That's really good.
This is bomb.
For a Capri, our rosé lover.
I know.
I was going to say, Capri almost skipped over this bottle, y'all, for the lineup.
I was thinking about time. Like, we needed to, like, get things done. But we had time. Today we chilling. We have time today. So I was like,
I'm just surprised you opted for 2 reds instead of a rosé and a red. I was thinking we was going to, like, start the show, put them in the freezer. I was like, oh, this is going to be a lot. I was thinking, like, let me just go with the reds, get it out the way. And I was like, well, since we're already chilling them, might as well just go ahead and fucking go for it. Yeah. Yes. And we did, because I do love me a rosé child.
I think we make better decisions for what we like and what gives us pleasure when we let go of the urgency and we go, wait, you know what? We don't need to rush. What do I want?
Because I definitely felt like for some reason we needed
needed to hurry up or something.
But we.
And I was not there because when you brought it up to me, you were like, "We gotta have a day. We can do the day." You know, and I had already had some drinks. I was at the bar. We were talking about. I was like, "Let's have a day. Let's have a little bop."
Yeah, I still want to have a day. So here we are, having a day.
But yeah, this is beautiful.
Okay, this is delicious. I really like this a lot. The raspberry is coming through so much, and I really love that about this wine.
The linger.
I love that about this wine.
It's definitely a lot lighter on the palate than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It's lighter on the palate, but the fruit flavor is very different. There's more citrus on the other one. This has some citrus, but I
feel like it's like lime oil or something happening here. Like
there's an oiliness
something really
to it.
Super bright. I love it. I want that like ice cold. So that it has some room to warm up a little bit.
It was the
yum.
Boom boom.
What song was that? Wait. Yes. I was about to say you was hitting that bird song.
The what?
Let's say you was hitting that bird song. Your voice got down there, bitch. Sorry, yes.
I was thinking about that. You know how it's that meme where it was like the beginning of that song is so long you never know what time you're supposed to actually come in and sing. It was the first says, not right now. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, that's what I got in my head right now. Sorry, guys.
Ciao.
Very random. But, y'all, we got a lot going on today for y'all. And
with it or not, it's going to be...
It's a lot today, okay? And, I actually did some research. We did some research this time, okay? We had to do some background knowledge on this topic, and I think everybody's been talking about it. I'm going to let D take it. Go ahead. Take it.
So we about to get into this Eboni K thing, y'all. we just going to hop right on into it. Because I have opinions about this. I have opinions about all the strong opinions being hurled at Eboni K. Williams. I think it's a lot.
I think it's a lot.
I think black women are always up for fucking attack for like just having a preference. Like men can prefer the bummiest, most basic bitch on the planet. No one has anything to fucking say about it.
It's just...
But then because a woman simply has a preference in the type of individual she sees herself with, for better or worse, that is for her to decide for her life.
Right.
Okay? I just have opinions. So let's start with just...
There are no small clips that we can really play.
Yeah, I've made some markers for certain stuff, but good. Like so that we can get to the point of like certain things. Yeah. The only thing I didn't make any marks on was the Breakfast Club interview. We may not play that per se. It's just a lot going on in that conversation.
There's so much going on in that conversation.
But me and Capri, before I even sent it to Erica, me and Capri had a brief little exchange about it. Yes. And both of us felt the same way in terms of the Iyanla conversation aspect of it, just wanting, like not even wanting, feeling like people just missed the point.
They missed the whole point.
Yeah.
It had nothing to... Okay, so let's just lay it out. If you don't know what's going on, because I wouldn't have known what was going on until she sent this to me. I don't keep up with black culture main things.
Yeah, and I'm a pop culture girl, so...
Right. And supposedly, this has been a big thing for...
It's been a conversation for like a week. Now, I had actually just because I watch all things Iyanla and Eboni K. Williams, it was already in my little algorithm on YouTube.
Right.
So their interview in the grill just happened to pop up for me, and I was listening to it in the car like I do everything else.
Eboni works for the grill.
Yes.
Okay.
As one of her many jobs. Thank you very much. Right. Eboni K. Williams, Esquire.
Right. She has many jobs, and she says that.
So
going above and beyond, not mediocre.
Yes. Okay.
She let us know. You know her resume. Right.
Sorry, okay.
No, but yes.
It's so funny.
Yes, baby.
But so I had watched the interview way before I guess there was a bunch of talk about the interview. So I watched it, thought it was a great conversation, thought nothing of it ever again.
Right.
Until I get back on the internet and see it on Hollywood Unlocked. that there was all this backlash about the bus driver comment and all this stuff, like missing the point that it could have been any other occupation. She picked bus driver just as in Iyanla, Dr. Iyanla Van Zandt said bus driver as just any. It could have been insert occupation here, like. But people were so fixated on the bus driver. My grandpappy is a bus driver. My mother was a bus driver. That's all good.
And
good
they found somebody that loves them. That's great.
Like, that's not the point.
That's not the point of what we were talking about.
She was talking about characteristics. Iyanla's point was talking about characteristics of a human being. Okay?
Yes.
And Ebony K did not disagree with her on that, actually.
At all, whatsoever.
Like, but just her list, Ebony's list happens to be a little longer in terms of what she wants in her person. She wants ambition. She wants multiple streams of income.
Ownership.
She wants to know that you can afford to take care of both yourself and her, though she doesn't need you to.
Right.
That just happens to be what she wants in a human. And if that's what she wants, and she can be beholden to what she wants, and that's okay. Everybody's journey and what they desire is different. What their priority list and what makes them feel the most safe in a relationship is going to differ.
Right.
And I just think that's fair to just give people
that people were focusing on something that had nothing to do with what we really need to be focusing on, which was talking about this masculine feminine energy.
Exactly. And that's the marker that I have, like, if we want to play that part
I
of the
would love
conversation.
to, because that really is what makes them, is what really we should be talking about, because motherfucking Ebony K wanting to date the bus driver or the bus owner, that's
not really the point.
Yeah.
Beside the point. So,
and then we had to get the Breakfast Club conversation it felt like after a while it was just circles.
It was because just trying to argue a point, and I was just like,
we're arguing words like mediocre, like average.
Emmy's a bitch. Like, I can't. He's a bitch because him wanting to go back and forth with her so bad. Like, it was making me cringe. The beige rage shit was so accurate. It was hilarious.
Like, for me, it was more of the conversation of like, why are you trying so hard to seem like you the people's person?
Right.
Like you offended my people.
Like you represent the average working man.
'Cause you don't,
sir.
Yeah, but can I be honest? Because I think I hold the same opinion as y'all about that thing, but I think we might actually differ in our perception of the Breakfast Club interview. And I will say that I think that there was a lacking sense of just accountability for owning what you say on both sides. Like, Envy's not the people's champion, but neither is she. And she's saying, like, I am a teacher, I am an advocate. Yes, you can be those things, but you have to understand that when you put out a personal preference that goes against some of your audience, they're going to get mad. Were they mad for the wrong thing? Yes. I saw, I watched all of both interviews. The one with Iyanla, I thought that that was Iyanla's point, right? She said, if he owns it, right? And there was a tone. There was a tone. And we can't deny that because, right, my thing is always, and I've been saying this since, I heard it at Radical Exchange, intention versus impact. If you have a field in which you are engaging or your work is to impact people, your intention isn't the only thing that matters. And she was very centered on her intention and building that up and not just owning she likes what she likes. Baby, I like what I like, and at the same time, I respect these people. Right. And what I said and the way I said it didn't represent the scope and the nuance there. Yes. Period. I don't even have to apologize, but all I have to do is say, no, I do see why people
could feel that way.
People feel this way because they watch me and they trust what I say and they see a connection to me. But I'm not willing to just go, it's not about, y'all taking it wrong and let me bring up this and that. No, it's like,
that's real.
Baby,
she definitely put her lawyer hat on. She put her lawyer hat on.
Owner, baby, that's what I want. Double down on what you want, but don't double down on the fact that, no, you're trying to teach the people. The people don't want to be taught like that, and they're letting you know when you're not listening and you're upset. That was the part that was, I think, made everything disrupted because now we're arguing about shit that don't have nothing to do with the conversation.
That's why, for me, it's like, I can't even think that far into the rest of it because I don't want to think that any of it really matters. None of that shit. The Breakfast Club conversation to me didn't matter.
Right.
Once I watched, because I watched it backwards. I watched the Breakfast Club first.
And then you watched the other one.
Yes. Okay. So for me, I'm like, oh shit. Like, okay, well, let me go see this thing. And I go watch and I'm like, that conversation was so dumb.
Yeah, 100.
It was so. It literally, to me, I erased it from my mind after watching Ayala because Ayala's conversation made me think like, damn, how is my masculine to feminine energy ratio? You know, now I'm thinking about that. So I was like, in my mind, like, no, we're not talking about the bus driver.
So I have the clip pulled
about
up.
The bus driver.
Yeah, let's listen.
I have the clip pulled up of what the actual point of the conversation was before it started focusing on a bus driver.
Jesus.
Okay.
I do want to start with kind of a news framing, which is that women's rights across the country, especially black women's rights, they're under attack. Lots of laws are banning abortions. They are regulating what we can and cannot do with our bodies. What do you think happens for black women when this type of siege is at play and we don't feel we have anyone to protect us?
Right. Well, the first thing I think we do is we go into anger. We go into anger without a clear ask. Doesn't make sense to be angry unless you got to ask, what is it that you're asking for? People can say anything in the world, but that doesn't mean that they get a right to do it. It doesn't mean that they get a right to affect you. But because so many of us are programmed and conditioned and educated to think like men, we respond like men. And when I mean men, I don't mean two-legged beasts. I mean in the masculine energy, and it becomes competitive, it becomes aggressive, it becomes againstness. And that's not who we are as women. It just isn't. And I think for black women, particularly for us, the way that we've been programmed and conditioned and educated in the society to expect less, to accept less, to be angry and to complain, but to not really step into our authentic self, our authentic power as women, and create what we want, even if that's create the demand. No, not here, not today.
Okay, I hear you articulating, Ayanla, this masculine energy traits, the competitiveness, the assertiveness. Tell me how you would frame feminine traits. Aggressive.
Grace. Aggressive. Yeah, aggressive, not assertive. It's okay for a woman to be assertive. Grace, first of all. I think we've lost our grace. We move in such a harsh and hard way. Grace, compassion, nurturing, nourishing, elegance. How about majesty? How about divinity? How about holiness? This is not a language you hear coming out of most women's mouths, but they'll talk about being a boss, being a diva, being, in charge. And many of us are either not seated in our throne as queens, or we're in the throne and the crown is crooked. Meaning we're in the throne and we don't really know how to hold that place without the masculine aggressiveness and demanding and attachment. And it's killing us. It really is.
So do we want to go past that, or are we good with that?
I think that's great.
Okay.
I think that to me was definitely what started to get me thinking a little bit more. She goes further into talking about, masculine energy being more in that is moving with your mind and not with your heart, and how she wants to teach women to, start moving and creating more. Who we are the creators. We're not the, I think for me, I think the conversation should be about the balance of the two in everything. You know what I'm saying? So the balance of knowing how to build, knowing how to create to build, right? The two going hand in hand. Mm-hmm. I think that she says something in there about. Damn, she just played it in the damn car over there. It was like bling, 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 and I'm forgetting my point. But it's a beautiful conversation to me to think about. Assertive. Oh, the grace. When she's like, we've lost this, we lost that. Mm-hmm. And all I could think about is that reason why maybe it seemed like grace is because we had to shut up. We had to be quiet. Mm-hmm. We had no place to speak. Mm-hmm. And now that we're in a world that is allowing us to speak more and more and more, Yeah, it definitely does. She said we were taught to be masculine or something like that. Yeah. Because we were in a man's world for so long. So yeah,
1,000%.
Right? So I love that she's trying to get us to get in touch with what it means to, one, now be in a space to be 100% present, talk and everything, and also get back connected to whatever it means to be feminine. I'm really excited to see what that actually looks like. But because we're in a transition out of being in the background into, like, we're still in the transition of, like, being into the front of everything, leaders and, presidents and different things like that, it's going to be a minute before we transition to what it really means to be really divinely feminine.
Yeah. If I can, I'm going to be honest. I had a lot of feelings about the interview. I see the movement of what we're saying, and specifically what she was saying, and what we are all sort of saying, like, in this grand conversation, even beyond the three of us, about, like, masculinity and femininity. But I think we have to be so careful because it's become like what she said. Like, I wrote it down because it had me so much. And she was like, masculine, like being a lawyer was too masculine, too intellectual. It was almost like I was, we were stripped of our humanity. And I think that, like, we have to be careful of how we associate words and associate things, because I think too often masculinity becomes this representation of aggression and not assertion. And what we're not thinking is that really it's coming from the same place. It's just how were they taught to give that, right? Like, you have how you feel and you have how you express yourself, and they're not always the same. And I think we have to stop saying that being masculine, or the feelings, or the way of actually being around masculinity is the same as white patriarchal colonial culture has taught people how to be men, how to show masculinity, how to show masculine traits. And that was my qualm. It was like the conversation isn't broad and open enough, right? Like, my pronouns are she, they.
Agreed.
I identify as a woman and I identify as beyond. And
she, they, okay.
Yes. And I identify with many. I think it's a spectrum, and it's not a one or the other, that we're all constantly moving on the spectrum, and not enough. There wasn't
spectrum
enough
between masculine and feminine.
Yes. And it's even more than a spectrum. It's like a cosmos. It's its own little entity of things. Like, there's a lot that things can mean, because, like, there can be aggression in feminine ways. There can be aggression in masculine ways, and aggression in ways in between that we don't always understand, but you feel when you receive it. You're like, that was aggressive, and that wasn't feminine nor masculine, but that was something that was hitting me differently. So it's like, I think the conversation becomes too binary and not about how people how people identify with the traits. If I identify as feminine and I use that as my personal power, right? What are the traits that I identify with that? I think that's not what we're talking about, because masculinity isn't aggressive. It's not aggressive. Like, is it aggressive because we've made it that way? Is it aggressive because white patriarchal and white colonization has made it that way? I mean, if you look at just the simple histories of how our people have existed in this country, it's like, what the fuck else were we supposed to do?
Live with aggression from the very beginning, but that's exactly, that's
and
exactly
how do we
the point. Like, the patriarchy has trained us to associate masculinity with aggression, with being more violent, more
intellectual, scheming in a way, though. Right? Like, that's
the association they put with femininity, though.
Yeah, but exactly. But it's the same when you see men in positions of power in companies and the schemes they use, right? So there are always qualities to both. And that's my point, that, like, even when we talk about toxic masculinity, it's like, what does toxic femininity look like? Do we just not say
we're gonna write a list on that?
Do we say that?
Damn. Okay, list them all free. Hold up. Wait.
Do we hold both true, and how do we converse?
Both are definitely true.
Both
are true. Femininity is the weird motherly thing that people do. These are my kids, like grown women calling, and I was talking about this.
Call other grown women and kids.
Go, like, literally, like, oh, that's my babies, like, oh my god, and you're like taking on this weird. You form these friendships that become dependent on you, like legit children. I was talking to a young woman who, it becomes a control thing after a while. That is, I think, one of a toxic feminine trait. Because it's like, I'm a mother, you know.
Now you're
like,
expecting them to do things that you say just because you say it. Or...
Right, you take on people's problems, right? They come to you for everything. You seem like this person, but then you turn around also and use it as like a way to control, a way to, you know, make people do things that you want them to do, and kind of manipulate it, and manipulation of some sorts. Toxic, we are some manipulating ass motherfuckers.
And that's the thing, that's a very human thing. And even when Iyanla was talking about loss of grace, that's across the fucking board. And grace with ourselves and grace with each other. And she was right when she said this shit starts internal, but that's for everyone.
Yeah. Literally.
What does it mean for you? One thing I always say is you have inside the box, you have outside the box, and you have as if there is no box. We're constantly talking about things inside and outside, and we're not talking about it as if the box wasn't there in the first place. What does it mean for people? What do you want outside of what it means for you to be a man, a woman, or anything in between?
That's a fact. Because you know what? It's not just women who are less so leaning into that divine femininity. Men don't lean into it either. Meanwhile, they have it.
Yes.
And could lean into that. Like the reason that women have been forced to operate or navigate in these male-dominated whatevers is because they're not in touch with their feminine shit either. Like, just as a whole, because there is such a deficit in humans, period, being in touch with their feminine energy. Women are forced to kind of abandon that energy more in order to adapt to the energy they're being met with on a fucking moment by moment basis.
Just be able to have a conversation.
That's what I'm saying, on a moment by moment basis. Yeah, it's not even day by day. Like, it's moment by moment. We're having to deal with the patriarchal fucking savagery bullshit that we were all trained to think is what's supposed to get power, represent power, earn power, be able to yield power around, like.
What does it mean for me to move like a white man in a company when I'm hiring people and bringing people up? Right? Like, is that literally are we going to label that as toxic masculinity? Or are we going to label it the fact that I think that I need to do that? Exactly.
It's toxic, period.
The fact that I need to do that because I'm a woman in this world. Sometimes we respond to our oppression by acting like the oppressor. And like, I think that's a lot, that resonates to me more with this conversation than what anybody got to. Like what Iyanla, even what Iyanla said though, when she said, no, I would date a bus if he owned the bus
Eboni.
Or whatever. If when Eboni said that, but Iyanla was the one who questioned her about it. It's not like she just came out and said that shit. Like, I'm only gonna date a bus owner.
That's what I'm saying. And that was my point of like, it could have been any other occupation.
But that lack of grace is in her audience to not to feel hit by that thing and not give grace to the fact that she was asked that question.
She was asked the question.
That was not her.
It was not some
original
intention to attack any particular group of people about anything.
And see, this is where it's like grace is lacking all around. Like in the Breakfast Club conversation, grace was lacking between Envy and Eboni. And the way that they couldn't just have a conversation like, people are hurt. I don't care about people's feelings, but you do.
But I think Eboni was also hurt because I think she already framed this whole conversation around addressing her own stuff.
She did.
The whole thing, she directed it towards herself. She didn't make it about anybody else. So Iyanla took that question, which she, of course, had no ill intention with the question either. No. But she asked that question, and then it became about something else. But it's still... Even when Iyanla very respectfully kind of checked her thinking process about it, she still agreed. She didn't.
And she did.
I feel like she was as vulnerable as appropriate to be given that conversation. And I think when she got all this backlash about it and all of this stuff attacking her character based on how the conversation was, I think put her in a position of feeling hurt, and the lawyer hat came on. Yeah. She was officially both attorney and client. And she was going to defend what the fuck she said because she knew her intention behind it.
That is very real.
She backed it up with facts. She kept it very much, I'm using all these words. You cannot even, you had to look up Webster Dictionary.
Yeah.
Like,
for lawyers,
but that was
words are key. Definition is key. We're being literal here. So how I said it was not incorrect was her point.
No.
It's a very alpha response. I get it. I'm that girl. I'm that girl, so I get it. I'm working on not being that girl as much.
Yeah, the only
but I get it.
I'm that person is when I'm with somebody that feels entitled to whatever they're saying is, and it literally bulldozes over the harm that they're doing. That's when I'm like, okay, well, let's go ahead and pull the facts out. But when it comes to now, like dealing with people that I like love and care about and want to hear, like I'm no longer the person that's like, well, when I said, I mean, I still am now. I'm really trying to get out of it, but more now it's like, okay, let me listen to what is being affected from them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me see how my actions created this, and then let me if I have room to explain it makes sense to explain, let me do it. If it don't make sense to explain, go ahead and just take the L. I gotta go. Not gotta go, but like take the L and like try to heal. How do we heal from it? Because like that's so real. That's so real. Like definitely try to be like, well, when and at 5:54, and then like we. Well,
yeah, you have to remember though. Yeah. Where the term alpha comes from is that alpha is a term that was coined by observing animals in captivity. Right. So you have to remember that when we're talking, people love to talk about alpha like it's this huge natural thing, like we were in the plains. Like that. Like y'all know how I am. I'm more of a mutual aid mentality. Like I really do think that we all have our attributes and we work together. And like some things need to be assigned, but at the end of the day, there's always conversation and feedback around that. When we start talking about alpha was a term that was coined by observing animals in captivity mostly, and then it started being likened to chimps and then humans, right? And we came up with these ideas of alpha male, alpha female, but we have to remember that is a response, or rather a reaction to feeling closed off. When do you feel most alpha? The idea of alpha is when you're being trapped. That feeling of someone not, and you having to double down and buck up on what you're saying. That feeling of having to bring something beyond assertion to what you're saying because you're not being listened to. It's the feeling of being backed into a corner and having to get yourself out.
Which is not one's natural state to begin with.
Period. Because if we were living in peaceful times, it wouldn't be like this.
Like the animals, if they was in a natural habitat where they were supposed to be, everyone would just be playing their role as nature calls for.
We were fucking with them.
You put them in a cage, limited their resources, limited where they could go, how they would normally be able to react to a situation.
That's why I'm like, you keep fucking with black women, you're gonna keep getting that energy. Y'all keep fucking with us.
Like shit, like that's crazy.
Like don't be like that though, but like be soft, be gentle, show grace. Nah, stop fucking with us.
Y'all gonna stop fucking with black people.
Y'all better stop. Leave us alone.
Y'all saw that clip? Stop playing with us.
Listen, we don't have time for you. We don't have to leave black people alone. But I just think, we were all having. You can pour a lot more than that.
Beautiful. I love Lambrusco. Please pour that Lambrusco, baby. That bitch
so
is
good.
Sexy.
It's like chocolate, purple chocolate.
That makes me want a piece of like chocolate ganache cake.
Such a pretty color. Damn, now I kind of want like an outfit this color.
Yes.
That's a beautiful color
for an outfit. Yes, God.
Really
also, let's just applaud.
You pour like such a fucking professional with this pour.
Yeah, without my glasses.
Your wrist game is on fleek, baby. Flick.
Let's just talk about the fact that I don't have my glasses on, and I just poured it like
you
that.
Did that, Peach. You did that, Peach.
You want to put it back in nice? No, we can leave it. Okay. But. Child, I don't know what we're talking about. Let's get into this one.
I was going to say, because we still even got a couple of extra little clips to look at about this conversation. So
what I'll say is, I know we're going to probably drink more of this later, so that's why I'm leaving it out. Because I want, I actually like Lambrusco very cold, and I like it not so cold. So I think it's great both ways.
Yeah.
Depending on what you like. This is good cold. Like on a day like today, I would want it this cold.
Yes,
but absolutely. Also, like I do drink my Lambrusco, especially Lambrusco.
I was going to say that color for sure. Yeah, I could absolutely see it being delicious and like even close to room temp.
It's like berry yogurt.
Ooh, berry yogurt. It
actually really does. I love it.
Wow. Yeah, it does.
Mixed berry. When you drink those yogurt like drinks, they're not the yogurt with the spoon. Like you can drink drinkable yogurts.
Gogurt.
But this smells like the mixed berry one.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So this is Cantina, Della, Pioppa, Lambrusco di Modena.
Ooh, is this out of Spain?
It's Emilia, Romagna. Okay. So Emilia Romagna, talking about northern Italy. I love Lambruscos. I love Emilia Romagna. And this is the variety Salamino. So, and it's coming from 15-year-old vines, so relatively, like, it's not coming from a very, like, old site, right? Like, 15 years ain't that long. But they're beautiful. This, I love. It's a beautiful expression of Lambrusco, I think. Like, because Lambrusco, to me, is food wine. It's like, I can have a lot of things with this.
Oh, my God, yes.
A lot of different things with this and just thoroughly enjoy it. So I love Lambrusco.
I want this in a bucket of ice on my deck right now with, like,
this is really fucking good.
charcuterie board.
That's tasty.
Wow.
Charcuterie, yes. Remember
And like all types of charcuterie board. I would even put prosciutto on it. And I don't even eat pork
prosciutto.
Like that.
Remember the goat cheese with the blueberry on around it?
That's literally in my head right now. The blueberry goat cheese,
exactly what
the herb goat cheese. I would
with some like
I
garlic
could do
crostini
so
or
much
something.
around just different goat cheeses and like some
Goat cheese is
prosciutto,
so
some
good.
dried fruit, some olives, some nuts, some pretzels. Some...
Now I'm like, what are we gonna eat today?
What are we gonna eat?
Damn, well, wherever y'all going, I'm going. So
Shit, goat cheese sounds good right now. This is so good, and it's clean. The way it lingers, it lingers, but it's not like it's coating your whole mouth.
Right.
It's not like very tannic at all or anything. It's
but it
beautiful
also like
texture.
evaporates into this really nice soft texture.
Yeah,
Right.
Beautiful. And as you warms, it gets a little more velvety. Yeah.
Wow.
It's nice. It's really nice. It's really, 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 really
There's
great.
a lot of really
I love
ripe
Lambrusco smell.
fruits
It's like
in
my
this.
favorite red, for sure.
And there's something else beyond just that ripe fruit.
Yeah, I had this.
I'm gonna let this
paired
warm up
with,
so I can kind of see what else it gives.
This was one of the wines, and the Wine Collective, the white wine we tasted first. These were wines that I poured at a recent dinner with Marcel's food. He does shababi chicken, is Palestinian, and he did like a stuffed eggplant.
What he
With
stuffed it
green
with?
shata, smoked cauliflower, and there was some rice, smoked cauliflower, and then he had this green shata. Shata is like an oil base, like with peppers. I think usually like garlic and stuff like that. But it was so good. And it was so good with this Lambrusco eggplant.
I like
a
eggplant.
roasted eggplant, especially something with yogurt, maybe. Blueberry or pomegranate or blackberry on it.
That sounds really
eggplant.
Good. Yeah, that sounds really good. Really tasty.
That shit is yummy. Okay, so about this Eboni K thing, I want y'all opinion on whether or not this is even relevant. People are now trying to hold on to the fact that DJ Envy thought he was calling something out. It really wasn't breaking news. She's already openly talked about this past relationship, but she was previously dating another lawyer who happened to be white, I believe, and they were engaged. They, at the point where she was doing Real Housewives of New York, they've been broken up. So that was about 2 or so years ago-ish. Now, they tried to make that a thing to try to throw in her face because she's speaking to black people on this, especially when talking to Iyanla Vanzant and talking to the Breakfast Club. Most of the people you're talking to are going to be the black community, so... And that's most of the people who had something to say to her in regards to this topic to begin with. So, with that little attempt at a gotcha from DJ Envy.
Oh my gosh, not I gotcha. It really
was an
that,
attempt
though. It was
at
giving.
I gotcha, but it was not breaking news. Like that was already, she's already spoken on that. So, and in the conversation with Iyanla, she also referenced the fact that I've tried and dated them all.
She
and that also falls white men.
All.
She said I did them all.
She said all.
Like, it's not a gotcha. Like, I don't understand. But quick little ignorant clip real quick. I'm gonna pull it up. But I want to know from y'all, because Charlamagne, messy ass, talking about, Paige and Dr. Umar. So, of course, Dr. Umar had something to say.
That was... Oh, of course he did. Oh, my God.
Dr. Umar had something to say.
He is called... It's like Beetlejuice.
And you don't even have to say it 3 times.
You say it once, he's coming.
You say it one good time. He's ready with the phone prep, charged, ring light on.
What is he about to say?
I'm going to pull it up.
Oh,
But while I pull it up, my question to y'all is, does it matter?
No.
Thank you. If a person dates any other race other than black,
it
but like you
I'm
can
black.
date different races and still advocate for your own, and still ideally really want to be with your own.
Nothing to do with it. The white black thing had nothing to do with what she's talking about. Her preferences of who she dates has nothing
It didn't
to do
speak
with the
to color at all.
But also, let's be honest, it didn't even speak to preferences.
It didn't.
She dated a white man once. I also dated a white man once.
I have also dated a white man twice. I even tried it a second time just to be sure.
I haven't dated any white people, but I definitely fucked them. So
there we go. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it mattered to the conversation. I do understand conversations that people want to have around dating, interracial dating and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I don't give a fuck. Like I really have a strong belief in black love. Like I do just in
1000%,
because that's something that I internally want to practice. As someone who did not grow up loving myself and my black self, I am deeply going to practice it to the very end of my life. But at the same time, who you date, if I'm intensely loved by someone and they treat me well, they can get it. Like, that's just what that is.
Period.
Like, it's not just
black, white, male, female. That doesn't
you're
matter.
White.
Period.
No. Like, I'm not about to be like,
I have to deny your love.
Oh my gosh, you're so good to me.
My soulmate might not be black, and I've been just out here looking for
somebody black out there.
Might not be black.
Correct.
It might not.
Like I believe in
never
receiving. Receive if someone is loving to you and you are interested in them, receive that. Past preferences. I go past my preferences all the time. Now I don't got any.
I have none.
I'm queer as fuck and no preferences.
I do believe that black love is healing, and that's just something. It's something about black love that heals when it's nice and when it's healthy. So, but
that is a fact. Okay, so let me go ahead.
And I'll be honest with you, right? One of the comments that I said,
so this is how it started. Sure, right? This attempt.
The guy was like, you talk about all this about lifting a brother up and lifting this up and white supremacy and what you do for our people. And then the first thing the brother said was, but your fiance was white. And I'm sitting there like, how do you talk about how much you're uplifting and how much you're going for black people, but that's not necessarily what you're even looking for.
Beige as fuck.
Beige and Dr. Umar, damn.
Charlemagne called him.
That Charlemagne is crazy. I know. He called him, and this is what Umar got to say.
I saw that sister on the Breakfast Club. See, we can't talk out both sides of our mouth. I didn't disagree with much of what you said today, but that's not what you said the other day, sister. You was talking down to working class blacks. You are a bourgeoisie. You are a bourgeoisie feminist, and I hope to God you wasn't engaged to no white man, because I thought somebody said you was engaged to a white man. Eboni, I better not find out your ass was swimming in the milk.
Now that you found out she was,
your ass was swimming in the milk, I'm gonna lose a lot of respect
swimming in
for you,
it.
sister.
Deep diving that milk.
Please,
if you were with a damn Neanderthal snow puppy, then you're telling me
snow puppy.
At the end of the day, you are trying to condemn black men to justify dating white. If you are an interracial dater, if you are a bunny hopper, then what you are telling me is your whole diatribe, your whole rant against black men driving a bus was a justification so you can date a white man. I hope that ain't the case.
No one even said black men driving.
Diatribe?
First off,
people love to say
what?
Diatribe? I'm sorry. Can we? What? Diatribe. That was quite a word choice.
What is that word? I don't even know what that word is.
Dr. Umar, you go ahead and say your piece. I'm gonna look it up. We gonna get Eboni K on it and Soul Palate on them and Google the definition.
She's talking about black men driving the bus. It had nothing to do with who actually was driving the bus.
That's not at all what the conversation.
Not at all. That's how you know he only saw parts of the Breakfast Club conversation, clips too, because he
probably only saw the one with his name.
He literally didn't watch the Iyanla conversation at all.
He said, if she confused. Does Dr. Umar have a wife?
I don't think so.
I've never seen this man
because his rants definitely get bitter and
he got so much motherfucking shit to say about the way people love
diatribe. A forceful and bitter verbal attack against someone or something.
It wasn't.
Was it bitter?
It wasn't an attack.
Was it an attack?
That's what I'm saying.
It was never an attack, and that's where we took it too far. I can acknowledge the impact on other people without saying I attacked you, because that's also factually not what happened.
Not what happened at all.
You may not what happened at all. People felt a certain type of way, and there was reason, especially with the conversation after she said it. I think people jumped on her too hard.
Yeah, I do want to see whatever the other. I haven't watched the other one where they said that she was putting down the working class. Mm-hmm. I didn't get to see that.
Using words like regular and
because she
mediocre.
Defined the word average because it's the word that she used. She didn't use mediocre. Yes. She used average. But if y'all are going to jump to conclusions and say that she's calling you mediocre, she's letting you know, yes, that is an actual synonym for the word average, but that's not the word I used.
Yes.
And so, I mean, if y'all really gonna pick apart the pieces y'all want to pick apart of what she's saying, she's going to address those parts that you're picking at, since you ignored everything else that was in fact her point. Because her point was nothing about any particular occupation of individual at any point.
Can we also just discuss that her point wasn't even a point? She answered a question and then she got low-key, like, very gently read for it. Like, why are y'all yelling at her?
I'm confused.
She got read for it. She got read right there.
On the spot.
On the spot. And gently accepted it.
And accepted it respectfully.
I do have to change. But I do think whatever conversation happened after that, you know, if that's where these media, like those words though, the one thing I will say is, yes, that's the meaning of mediocre. But if I say you're pretty and you're beautiful, I've just othered one of you, right? Like there is an othering, even both words are positive, but you're going to feel some type of way if I'm calling everybody beautiful and they'll go, oh, you look
those
pretty.
words are definitely othering, but
so we have to acknowledge that.
It doesn't change the fact that you're doing an average job. Like, but also, you might be doing a great job at your average job, but this job is an average job.
Is it? But that's my other thing, though. Who gets to frame what average is?
Well,
because
mean,
like
she
even
defined it.
No. She defined the word average, but who gets to decide what jobs are? Like that's the thing.
Right.
Where does that frame come from?
From the fact that many people can achieve this skill.
But can they? Like, because people think the same thing with bartenders. People think the same thing.
That's why I wanted to have this conversation among us, because our perspective,
true,
like the career path that we've chosen.
I could be a bus driver, baby. Okay,
I think about that all the time. That shit is a skill.
That's where I think we're in such a hybrid. We're in such a hybrid place, like because we are. Our skill sets are not average. Yeah. Right?
They're
like
not.
Our skill sets between the three of us are not average at all. But from somebody who was like, I don't know, a fucking CPA or on Wall Street or some bullshit, where really a fucking monkey on coke could do your job, but whatever. From those people's perspective, what we do is an average job. Yeah. Like people are less so more, but for the bulk of my career, I'm sure for the bulk of y'all, especially when you started, the kind of response when you tell someone like, what do you do, where you work, whatever, and they say, oh, okay, so what are your plans to do? Yeah, what do you really want to do, or what's your real job?
What are you studying for right now?
What are you saving for?
Like. As if this path can't be the path. Yeah. And so that's why I was like, this is a great conversation for us, because our perspective is kind of hybrid.
I
like
didn't really think about that.
Our access to what people consider to be the finer things or finer experiences or whatever.
What does luxury mean for us? Because luxury might mean me driving a bus and having a steady income and health insurance and a 401k and a house I own with a person to come home to and fuck me right at night. Like, are you kidding me?
Like,
so who decided what mediocre was, baby? Because last I checked,
she spoke solely
be having they shit together.
Skill
and she kept saying skill set.
She wasn't talking about
what was bothering me. She should have let it be, baby. You said it right the first
let it
time
breathe.
You said what you
let
said.
It breathe.
I fuck with you on based on what you said.
And
you
let it
answered
breathe.
The question, it was the answer.
And that was
even the Breakfast Club, a lot of that going around. It is average. It is what average means. It doesn't matter, because why do you get to decide? And that's where I did understand where Envy was coming from, and Charlemagne too. It's like, but what is it? She's defining the word, yes, but how do you get to decide what job is that? How do you get to decide what skill sets are valuable and what skill sets are expansive? Because skill set and ownership are not the same thing. I don't own anything that I do technically, but yes, I own myself, so then I own it. Like, Buying the Diner isn't incorporated and neither is Satiated. Yeah. But I own them still, and I own me, and I still have to do business taxes at the end of the year. Right. So at the end of the day, like, what does that mean, right? Like, you could look at my resume and say that I don't have a wide skill set because it's server, SOM, server. But I have, because I've never worked for another bar. I've never done within that thing. But I curate. I use so many skill sets. I draw. I design. I build. I do all of this.
That's
shit.
not average.
So, but exactly. But most people have
by
that
her
capacity.
definition, she wouldn't identify what you do as average.
On paper, though, she would have. And that's my thing.
That's true. Okay,
There's
on
no
paper,
telling,
yes, she would.
There's no telling that bus, and that was what I understood of Envy's point. I didn't think he made it in a way that
no, he's not an eloquent motherfucker, so he's not going to.
He was trying to attack. He was it was very clear that there was a point where there was a disconnect, and then it became attack.
Yeah.
But I did understand the general point of view that I do not think he articulated well. He did not show grace, and he wasn't really trying to have a conversation. Period.
He wasn't trying to have a conversation.
But I do understand, and not but, because we're not going to negate any of that. And at the same time, I do understand that, like, there wasn't she kept saying skill set. How do you use your skill set? I'm talking entrepreneurs, multiple streams of income, all of this stuff. You're narrowing yourself down more. You should have just what you said was what you said, and that's what you said. We don't got to go back and say more to define it, because what you said was defined. You answered a question.
Yeah.
And I wish that
that's what a lot of people. That's a lot of people's sentiment
system
around that. Is that she really didn't need to say extra.
There. I wish she had someone there who was for her.
Yeah,
they all were with the Breakfast Club. I wish she had someone to go, baby. You said what the fuck you said.
Mandy B was kind of that person for her.
She was.
Weezy was more on the butthurt side of taking it personal and all of that, whereas Mandy was like, nah, I mean, she defined it pretty clearly. Like, yeah, and she also tried to draw attention to the fact that they kind of missed the whole context and point of the conversation. Mandy was the only one that even tried to bring that in. They just really wouldn't let her get that off for real.
No,
like, she wasn't really willing to jump in and do the arguing thing, because I feel her. It's not even my platform.
I don't think either of them. Really
I'm a guest host. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with you.
I don't think Eboni really gave her the room to like advocate for her too. Like, because Eboni felt like she had to fight.
She was both lawyer and client.
She had to fight for herself.
She was both lawyer and client. She came ready to defend her point.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
she came ready to defend her point, but she didn't come ready to talk. Nobody came ready to talk.
Nobody came ready to just converse.
Everybody came ready to defend. The only thing Charlamagne apologized for was talking about her behind her back, baby. Like,
Charlamagne was okay with just talking.
Wrong.
Yeah, Charlamagne was okay with just talking.
We should have had this conversation last week. I'm mad because I'm on here and you're talking to me. You're telling me we should have had this conversation last week. And yes, we should have, but I'm here now. So I'm still perturbed. So you can say that all you want, but acknowledge the harm in real time.
Right.
You're having a conversation with the people do this. They'll acknowledge the harm and be like, okay, now we both move on. Let's have the conversation. No, have the conversation with the person you harmed.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have certain reactions and responses. I felt like the Breakfast Club didn't show her any grace or any room, and that's why she kept. You just see her getting more defensive and them yelling and nah. It was so much. I was like, I feel bad for her. I very much so feel bad for her. I really wish she had the opportunity to change the way she could have discussed it.
Listen to herself a little bit.
But
she wasn't really given. She was so busy talking, she didn't have a chance to really hear herself as she was going along. Like, she wasn't given that
Which
space.
Which happens when you're trying to defend.
Yeah, you fucking get bucked. You in there, it's like you fucking go.
Let me not do too much for the girls fall out, but crumping and shit, having a
baby. That's the feeling. Y'all be having us verbally crumping out here.
Verbally crumping.
Verbally in your face.
Hey, like the part of my Chris Brown shit.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, God. Ooh. We got that coming up. Oh, God. We got that coming up. Wait, we're not even going to dive into that yet. Okay, wait. I jumped ahead of the game.
I actually went down a rabbit hole of that today, but...
Did you?
Because I was trying to figure out what the facts were. But
shit, okay, I'm glad you did.
Who we're marrying and how you're marrying and what you want to marry. I came across a post today about a woman who married herself recently.
Okay, and I haven't even heard this or seen this yet. Okay, great.
So it's a reel.
Of course, this will be in the description, guys.
Yes.
Yes. She walked down with herself, got the bouquet
dress.
It's the colors.
Yes. Very powerful colors. I love it. Oh, she got a best man and what is it? Brother and father, or
I'm not
everybody else in white. She
kissed herself. There's a mirror that she put a mirror up as the person that she was talking to was herself. So she gave herself her vows. She kissed the mirror as kissing herself at the end. And then I was like, let me go see who this woman is. She's a body image coach or some shit like that.
Okay.
Then she had this. Which was a weird clip to me, right? I was just like, like, it just made me think of the masculine, feminine conversation we're having here. Like, What does that mean? You're not about to let
Does what
anybody
say define play with you?
Like,
there's no
and
framing.
Then the caption is, truth is, none of my hoes meet my standards. All my exes are married and single at the same time, but I'm sure they pay all the bills. It wasn't enough for me. I gave them boys back to the streets. I really love my life, and the day that I decide to share with a romantic partner, just know it won't be for the likes or to check some box. People keep saying I'm anti-traditional marriage or I can't find a man. I'll let y'all talk while I focus on the type of love I know I deserve.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that at all.
The caption gives more context to the clip.
It does.
Right?
But we gotta think about that. Framing is something we have to constantly think about. How we always have to think about framing.
But then, hold on, let me check. Then I kept going through her page. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me see it here. Okay. And I just really loved this video because it kind of gave a little check to the peoples.
I don't understand is just 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wait.
Listen, when I said I was going to marry myself, I knew that people were going to have something to say. I don't really care. But what I don't understand is, just 3 weeks ago, Mike Moon said that he agrees with children marrying adults. Yes, the senator from Missouri said that he agrees with children marrying adults. If y'all want to be marriage advocates, and y'all say marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman, why y'all not blowing up Mike Moon? Why y'all not calling Mike Moon office? Why y'all using y'all activism in my comment section when I already got married? I can't undo it. And I won't undo it. I'm happy about my decision. Now for you, you can still go be an activist. That he stepped down. Do us all.
573-751-1480, everybody.
That right there. And I was like, I just dropped the phone like a drop mic. Because I'm like, these niggas out here talking about, oh, yeah, you had a white fiance. You don't like bus drivers. You're trying to marry yourself. You do all this. And we ain't really actually talking about the real fucking conversation out here. That pedophiles exist. And they want us to act like.
And they're out here trying to pass laws to justify them getting with kids. With y'all kids.
And then there's actual other.
With their own kids at that.
Relationship things that are happening around us in general.
Toxic laws and policies, period.
And y'all are out here trying to act like these other things matter more. I just cannot.
People are against that. People are against the existence of trans people. People are against people advocating for women's bodies.
People are against drag shows, for God's sake.
They're against any presentation outside of their own perception of what should exist. And this is why I say inside the box, outside the box, inside the box, outside the box. Y'all keep playing with that. There is no box. Stop it. Y'all
obliterate the box.
Y'all want shit to be so
obliterate the
box.
It's giving strong energy.
Assertive.
Strong.
But I thought it was beautiful that she married herself. Congratulations to whoever.
I thought it was beautiful. I'm married to an actual other human being, and I would still actually do that for myself.
I've never kissed the mirror. I want to kiss the mirror now. I saw that.
That's what I'm saying. I want to do the vows to myself type of thing. I'm into that.
I've kissed my phone for it, but kind of just like, yeah, girl, you look.
I've never kissed a mirror.
I can see it.
My phone.
I can see it.
For sure. But I wonder, does marriage benefits now go with that in any form?
I mean, did she legally sign papers to marry herself?
She sounded like she did.
Yeah, because she said like I can't undo it as if it was like she did some legal shit.
Like, it seems like it's a legal thing. I think she legally did it.
You can have a ceremony.
Good for you. I mean, you still
like,
filing taxes.
When she said she can't undo it, it was like she like did that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it sounded like. That's what it gave in terms of energy. Really that's what it gave, but I don't know. I don't know what state she lives in either. Is she from the state of Missouri?
She might be.
Maybe in certain states you can marry yourself legally. I'm sure some states are like, that's dumb as fuck. But hey.
Yes, all states in the U.S. recognize marriages that were legally performed in another state. Wait, what?
Well, yeah.
They don't specifically ask, can you marry yourself, and then discriminate based on, if you have a legal marriage license.
So if you married yourself, filled out the marriage license, your name and your information on both ends of it, technically you married yourself.
Damn, I might.
And another state is not going to fight you on that if you have the license to say you did it. That's that on that.
I'm saying marriage is such a dicey conversation too, because people be mad for no reason, in my opinion.
People have too many personal feelings about marriage. When everyone's marriage, everyone's idea of marriage,
if you want to get married,
process to get married, it's all different. Everyone's process is different.
As long as you both can consent, I don't give a fuck why you get married. I literally don't care, because I'm not marrying you. Why would I care?
Like, the formal name for self-marriage is sologamy.
Sologamy?
Sologamy
sounds wild.
Sologamy.
Sologamy also sounds wild. It's just wild to do.
Sologamy.
Sologamy. Oh, you know what? It sounds like saliva. I'm here for it. Sologamy.
You don't got the speak thing?
Oh, the thing where it's like you can hit the little speech joint.
It isn't legally binding like a conventional marriage, but there are no laws against it anywhere in the world. In the world. Yeah. I should take myself to, I don't know, Paris or something. Marry myself.
I love it. Y'all know
on the Champs-Élysées and shit.
So I'm gonna take my ass to Croatia.
I think everyone should marry themselves. Period. Even if you choose to get married to another person.
Oh my gosh, let's have a little.
What a journey.
I like it. And you pick at what age you want to marry yourself. True. Like, if you feel like you're on a great trajectory to being exactly who you want to be, marry yourself and commit to being that person or whatever the fuck.
Something like that.
And it can't hurt. It can never hurt to give yourself vows.
It can never hurt.
We should have a little ceremony where we all just dress up and give ourselves our own vows. Like,
I like that.
Ourselves. Like, that's so nice and powerful to really vow to yourself. Like, and not based on your goals and achievements, but based on who you want to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I vow to care for myself regardless. I vow to love myself. I vow to treat myself this way. Mm-hmm. I think it helps us call how we want to be treated by others.
Correct. Because you're not going to choose people who don't align with those vows you made to yourself.
Period. Because you're saying them out loud and you're repeating them, and you're are around you, watching you,
holding you accountable for those vows you took to yourself.
I just did a district fair interview where they asked about mental health. It's National Mental Health Month, by the way. But they were asking, like, you know, like what you're doing, what you're activating. I was like, yo, like, I'm not activating anything for this month. My friends, I'm lucky to be in community with people who listen to how I say I want to live, and they hold me accountable to it. Here's the first one. So, are you slowing down like you said you were going to? Or, like, how are we integrating that into all this stuff you got to do? Like, I'm asked the hard questions. I'm challenged based on my dreams and the way I want to live, and the vows that I've given myself. And because my people are privy to that, they hold me accountable to that. So I'm constantly surrounded by people who are reinforcing my best person, my best being, and the best person for me, not just based on achievements. And I think that that's the beauty of that, because she just had people watch her vow to herself. These people are now privy to what you want for you in the most intimate way, and they love you. They will hold you accountable to that. That is the beauty. That's real community, and that makes for a better person. Period.
I love it. Okay, one more what's tea, y'all, and then we're gonna go to our next one.
Yes.
So not what's tea, I mean Witter or No. Of course, we've actually talked about this a little bit on the another episode.
Yeah, because we've been talking about all this AI bullshit happening.
Look at
child.
Oh shit! I can't.
Oh shit! Shorty's that's not a person.
Okay, I can't hear it. I don't know why I can't hear anything. Hold on.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. It's coming. Oh god.
Judu is a virtual model. She presents as a black woman. She was created by an Englishman, a white Englishman, fashion photographer turned graphic designer. And she's been working with many luxury brands since she debuted about like 4-ish years ago.
Right, yeah.
And I previously spoke about her when I was on Al Jazeera talking about virtual blackface, basically, because I think it's super messed up that there are actual black women models who would be happy to star in these campaigns, but instead brands are picking virtual black models where none of that money goes to black people. Like, the fact that we exist in a world where it's okay for a man who is white to make a virtual black woman and then profit off that virtual black woman, to me, is the story.
Yeah.
That says it all.
Yeah.
The story, period.
It makes me angry and uncomfortable that is still the case, and that people are like, yeah, this is a really good choice. Let's work with Shudu. Shudu is...
That is fucking nuts. One thing I'm happy about is that the profession that we've chose actually requires you to touch, smell, taste, feel the thing we actually serve and teach you about and provide this experience around. Because if not, people would serve AI cocktails and people would buy them. I mean, people do in the fucking metaverse. So they're already going to like virtual cocktail bars and shit. How that works, I just don't even want to know. But like,
so I saw a robot
serving drinks.
Yeah, so it was at the bar and restaurant expo last year, and it was this weird,
that's petrifying to me,
white thing, and it like started from the front, got the glass. You saw it like pour, and then it gave it, and then there was a robot that went to go pick it up and came over to you and gave it to you. And it was slow as fuck. I swear to God, we was like, bro, all I wanted was an espresso, bro. Like,
oh my God.
This is 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes in on an espresso. I'm like, what is it doing now? It's trying to figure out, okay, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. No, I don't want it. But this shit right here, this shit. Oh, I think also the coffee had accidentally like spilled on Frank's shoe.
See, yeah, because robots be shaking and shit. They got wheels and shit. They got a roll.
I remember wanting to like fuck that thing up. But this is. It's not only. I'm not only afraid about this. This creates
petrifying.
Quite a bit of fear to me. I'm not gonna lie at all.
All this AI shit is scary.
I'm angry as fuck, but I'm also like confused because I'm just like the fact that virtual things look so real already is just mind blowing to me. Like this woman looks like she lives somewhere.
Yeah.
Or this, and then the she was also weird. The she, I mean, I know it is a woman form,
yes.
but like,
it is a virtual woman, but it's like the fact that we're speaking about this person as if she's, as if she's an actual human.
It doesn't should it have a?
It's creepy as fuck.
Pronoun.
A pronoun, essentially.
It's a thing.
But that's the thing. It's like it's so interesting to me that we can, and this is like a further problem when you even get into gender and all of that, like the perception of it. Why is it that we get to create a perception of what a woman is in the first place?
Right.
Why is it that
this is what they've been doing from the beginning, but they were like morphing actual women's bodies to do it at first, and they would do it was. First, you were controlling the weight requirement, and the bitches had to fucking be bulimic and anorexic and all the stuff to meet that requirement. Okay. Then, you're also having that, you're holding up that standard with shit like photoshopping and actually chipping away people's bodies digitally to make them feel awkward because now they look completely different than they looked in the original photo and just all that type of shit. Height requirements, all that type of shit. Now, you're just actually digitally creating, you're bypassing the human part of the process at all, except to probably piece together photos that they legally get access to all across the interwebs to fuse together this ideal version of whatever they're going for in that moment, whatever version of a black woman they're going for, because there's so many versions. And like just bypassing having, and it all goes back to a white man.
Yeah.
European literally. At that. Like full circle.
Yeah.
They found a way to do it from the fucking savage caveman, like from the ground up perspective, like manipulating whole bodies. So figuring out how to bypass all the bodies, use like your likeness and make their money without you having to be involved at all. So you don't even get to play the game.
That shit makes my head
It just shows that it's never really been about how we look. It's never really been about the oppression we face. It's never really that. We've been admired for our skin and all of our things. It just reinforces this idea that it's not about how we look. It's about us having anything. It's about us owning ourselves. It's about they admire the way we look. That's why we were occupied.
Yeah.
We were taken. We were put on pedestals. We were put in different positions. Of course, labor.
Yeah.
But it's like we're valued for our labor. We're valued for our look, but we don't get to own either of those things.
We're valued for what we have to offer. They just don't look at us as worthy of making any money off what we have to offer. That should all go to them.
Yeah. Yeah, which is
we should always be the workhorse. We should always be
what is the difference between that and times of slavery? Like, what is really the difference?
No, it's no different.
Exactly,
it's no different. At this point, they figured out how to simply use our.
We don't
likeness.
need to own your physical bodies anymore. We'll just own your likeness.
We'll just own your likeness.
Make money that way.
And because it's a mixture of all of you, no one of you can claim it. Because it looks like all of you
will own robots who do the labor.
Yep.
Yep. That's why I will say, going back to Eboni K, I did understand when she mentioned that it was random, and it still didn't fit. It was real. It didn't fit in the conversation, but at the end of the day, when she was talking about, an AI are taking jobs, like you never know what's going to happen. That is real. We all do have to start thinking about how we find ourselves sustaining ourselves in these systems, right? Regardless of whether or not you align with capitalism. I certainly don't. Y'all know I took an avant-garde path. Technically, I work 2 days a week. I do not. But at the same time, I have to live. I have to pay rent. I have to buy food and groceries. I have to pay for, transportation. I have to get to doctor's appointments. I have to have medicine. Like, these are all things that are needs. Like, and you have to be able to sustain yourself. So you have to have some type of working environment to do that. But at the end of the day, like, AI can take a lot of positions, and we put it to what we call the working class positions. So scary. But last I saw, AI is mimicking people's voices. So what are you talking about? What are we talking about? You got Kanye singing Ice Spice.
People can make fucking podcasts if they want to using other people's voices, typing in the content.
Period.
Speaking the content out, transcribing it.
They don't have to type it in. They just gotta say, I want a podcast that sounds like this, and AI will type for them.
Yeah. Transcribe the whole shit. There's an app that'll fucking edit all of your angles and shit in a matter of minutes, what people was taking hours to do. So editors are gonna lose money. Because somebody could buy an app to do in minutes what took you hours to do. And it took you hours upon hours to learn how to deduce it down to just a few hours. And now an AI algorithm is going to bypass all that.
And do it in 4 minutes.
This is where we are. AI is destroying us all.
I think every day I wake up and think about AI, I legit die inside. I'm like, this shit is... The point of it is to be fast. So, like, in the next few years... Somehow, some way, we're all gonna have to depend on this shit.
Yeah,
that's they're gonna force our hand. Yeah, they're gonna force our hand because they're gonna eliminate the option to actually pay people to do it, because people doing it is gonna become obsolete because it becomes so much cheaper to just pay for the AI.
Your job is gonna be a fucking AI technician,
writing algorithms and shit, coming up with
AI maintenance,
like providing fucking memos and fucking facial features and shit for AI. And that really is not even gonna be a job, because if you post it on social media legally, they can pull whatever they want to and use it on a database.
I'm just like
so we actually don't even matter in that regard. So that part is what's nuts. They can pull clips off our social media videos and use them to scam. No one can actually legally fuck with them for that. Like, it's just what it is. Like, it's scary.
It's too much. It's too much. There's too much. There's too much.
It's too much.
Like, I'm just confused, I'm confused
too much
on why we feel okay with this. And the New York Times article just came out talking about you sent it to me. He left Google because he's trying to warn us of the dangers.
That guy. You sent me that too. Okay.
The dangers of AI. And I'm like, nigga, we already knew. We knew in 1990 something when motherfucking Terminator came out. Bitch, we knew.
Writers have been fucking
We've been talking about this
shit for so long. Art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life.
About this, we've been entertaining ourselves with these ideas. Why do you think it was just
not me? Because I don't watch Terminator. I ain't seen none of them.
Dedicated your life to it, dummy. It's the same shit, bro. This shit is going to work. And like, once again, I'll say this all the time. AI learns from us, from humans, and humans ain't shit.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
So they are learning from us.
I don't want any kind of automated human anything, because humans ain't got it yet. We ain't got there.
We
ain't there.
I don't need nothing to learn from us until we understand how to really actually be human and think about humanity.
Correct.
Because what we're gonna have are things learning from us, thinking that they are us, and not being able to obtain what souls give us.
Yeah.
And that's going to make them insane.
We're going to have AI colonization. That's what we're going to have. We're going to be fucking...
Jesus, Mom, I gotta go. Send the meteor. It's done.
Not the meteor.
Finish us all. I'm done.
Oh, she wants to finish everybody. No.
Take us out, Lord.
No,
take us out. Let's restart, Jesus.
Take out the AI, Lord. Take out the AI. I want to be here 122. Take out the AI so that I can do so.
This is classic. Cup half full. Cup half empty.
Yes, I'm trying to still be here. You know?
Nah, we still got water left. Just take them out. She's like, get rid of the water, get rid of the cup, get rid of it all.
Take it all out, and hopefully we restart a noon better. Child.
Oh God.
Restart it. We are ready for the next
iteration
of Earth.
Correction. Capri is ready for the next iteration.
Can't do it anymore.
Even though I know souls are just energy and we just transfer to the next thing, but still, I need my soul to be 122 in this life. So I can see my great grands. That's all I care about.
I'm here.
I care about that.
I ain't no wrapping it up.
The motherfucker said, "Look up." I'm looking up. Like, thank God. Finally. Yes. So, what is our fourth sip?
Fourth sipiana.
Okay, so this one is going to be Mary Taylor wine. I had the pleasure of meeting Mary Taylor. She's incredible. She's basically like a negociant, right? So
What's a negociant? Ooh.
It's like a person who isn't growing the wines themselves, but they work with other growers and vineyards to help like produce the wine. So if you look, like the bottle has her label on it. Mm-hmm. She is like technically an owner, but she's working with individuals, and she does like give them full, like obviously like full credit, like all credit is always given to like growers and things like that with negociant. So this is coming from Filipe Ferreira. So this is coming out of Douro, Portugal.
It's almost like contract distillation, but just like for the wine world. Because there are people who put their names and put their their own name and label on something that they're not necessarily growing the grain or harvesting the grain and distilling the process themselves, but they're a part of the recipe and have an agreement with the producer or whatever.
Wine does that a lot. I think
wine does that a lot.
Also cognac too.
Yeah. Wine does that a lot. Cognac does that a lot. A lot of grape-based things do that, honestly. Because growing sites...
I just learned that about Sazerac.
do that a lot. And agave production too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Yeah. That's how these American brands are able to have actual legal tequilas and
like you see that
mezcals.
With even some of the things that like some of the people that Berta Vasquez works with, those groups, like they're owners of those bottlings, I guess you would call them. Mm-hmm. But they're not necessarily like she's giving full credit to like do like all of the producing and stuff. And if you don't know who Berta Vasquez is, bomb, third generation woman, mezcalera. Pretty incredible. But yes, agave, all of it, grapes. This is similar in that, coming from Mary Taylor, who's great. Shares love for New Orleans, so we definitely bonded over that.
Yes, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. And this one is 3 local varieties: Touriga Nacional, Tinta Roriz, which is the same as Tempranillo, and what's the last grape? It is Touriga Franca. So this is a blend, beautiful, 2018. So this is like the deepest of all of the wines. We left the bottle open for about an hour, but we did not decant it. So it's probably still going to be a little tight, but...
No, it opened up from when you and I first smelled it, though.
Did?
Like,
okay.
I mean...
Oh, yeah, on the nose.
The minerality is crazy. I smell soil, but like a really rich, like... damp, like nutrient rich. The way it's translating to me.
Black olives.
Ooh, yes.
Which is interesting because half of the farm is olives.
Wow. Wow.
Really cool.
Yeah, 10 hectares.
There's some like cacao happening here too. Like
yes,
it's an undercurrent there, but it's there.
Leather. Much more leather when we opened. There was much more leather when we opened the bottle than there is now.
Yeah. Wow.
And I will say thank God that died down because it was leather.
This smells really nice. Baby. This actually makes me want a little piece of red meat or some like spicy chicken.
Oh baby, I want
this with like some Indian food. I'm not gonna hold you.
I want steak.
Mm-hmm.
I like this type of wine with steak. Something not too tannic. Like, I'm not a huge give me strong tannins with steak. Mm-hmm. I actually want that juiciness to stay in my mouth. I don't need something to dry it out too much.
For sure.
This is perfect. The tannins are so much more approachable after letting it sit. Like, beautiful.
I can't smell now. My nose all fucked up right now.
Oh no.
We're doing so well. I think I should have got up.
That cacao translates to the palate like shit.
It does.
It does. When you said that, I can at least taste that.
Mm-hmm.
Lush. Wow. Beautiful dark fruit.
Yes. Dried dark fruit. Dried for sure.
Almost fruit leather.
Nice and concentrated, yes.
It's giving fruit leather for sure.
Ooh, what else? Damn, what whiskey were we tasting when we tasted fruit leather?
I don't know, but it was real good.
And little spice, that hint of the tickle of spice.
Mm-hmm. The tickle of spice.
A tickle. Just a
tickle. Just a tickle.
A little tickle.
We like a little tickle.
Tickle of spice.
Tickle of spice.
I don't want this to end. I love talking with my girls.
Yes. Well, we're about to eat and talk some more stuff.
Right. West Tea. Okay, y'all. So. Allegedly. Chris Brown had a birthday party. Usher threw that birthday party for him.
Okay. You did do a deep dive because
okay,
yes. Give me here. Bring me up to speed. Bring me up to speed.
I was like, before I start talking about Chris Brown's violent ass, because we know he's violent. We just know that he has a history of violence. We know that from people that lived near him growing up. We just know that the man has light skin tendencies.
Got a temper on him.
Light skin shit.
He's an actual bull.
So, as I was reading, I read a little bit of TMZ, I read a little bit of People's Magazine, I read some random shit, some videos. Usher actually threw this birthday party for Chris Brown at the skate rink. Mm-hmm. And supposedly, some articles say that Tiana Taylor was there, showed up or whatever, and Chris Brown possibly, for some reason, blames her for him not being able to do the Michael Jackson tribute or something like that. That's what one article said. Another one just said that he didn't want her there. He tried to speak to her and she ignored him, and so he was like, get her out of here. Like, she gotta go. All I know is that there was some kind of beef between him and Tiana Taylor that was rising to a point where Usher was like, yo, like,
trying to get him to chill out.
Pretty much, right? So that's what you see. You see a video of them like him like,
trying
to bitch, does some.
Wow.
You can't really hear.
Yeah, I saw a post that he called Tiana Taylor 5011 bitches, which is already a party foul.
Supposedly, you can't really hear it in the video, but he probably did. I mean, it's Chris Brown. She probably throwing bitches everywhere.
And allegedly he'd be off the coke. So
I mean, allegedly, that's probably not as alleged. But
I'm just for the sake. Don't sue me. You know what I'm saying? Don't sue Soul Palate. It's alleged.
Okay, right? Allegedly.
But we know. But anyway.
So then supposedly it gets to the point where like Chris Brown's like, nah, fuck this, and him and the crew, his crew, I guess, leave his birthday party, and Usher, I guess, trying to kind of be like, yo, man, like, don't go, goes after them.
Oh,
supposedly, literally, this is all supposed because there's a lot of every article I read was he say, she say, nothing made any sense. Supposedly, someone saw him Usher come back inside with a bloody nose. Supposedly. Now I keep saying supposedly because the next day, well, technically the same day, so I think they did that like late night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. possibly. Mm-hmm. That later that day at the Lover and Friends festival, Lover and Friends, I think so. Usher had no bruises. He had no beat up signs. His face was fine. Everything was okay. Chris Brown at the same time had no injuries either. They both performed. Usher was on like, yo, we here, what's up? Like, everything was fine. So I'm really thinking it was just I've gotten arguments with my friends on my birthday or any days before, drunk as fuck, just like, nah, y'all not gonna do this. I've been that person.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. So it's like, I think everybody's really blowing this out of proportion. I don't think it's actually a big thing at all. I do think what sucks is that Chris Brown has a reputation of being violent, so it's easily believable that he would beat this man up. But we have to understand that they are actually friends. They really are.
I think inherently, out of respect, he's not about to swing on Usher. I don't believe he's swinging on Usher.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he's swinging on Usher.
If he would have, he would have did it in the skating rink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if it was that type of time, he would have did it then and not waited. You know, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, because it is hard when someone's going after you, trying to go, and you're like, bro, like, let me leave.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That can become a
be weird.
heated moment, especially when you are, because you're leaving because you're off the cuff. You're right. Like, I'm like, you need to let me leave so I don't hurt anybody. So
people also unintentionally hit people. If you walking off in a huff, somebody grabs you, your elbow flings back. So like shit happens like that, and it happens so fast. And this is happening outside where people don't have their cameras ready to go and blah, blah, blah. So, and it's surrounded by their entourages at that point, because the entourage goes where you go. So it's probably someone protecting, like, just the overall kind of interaction.
It's dark.
Yeah, like, motherfuckers already know they drunk. Everybody has their own security. So I'm sure nothing would have ever been able to go that far.
Was there a tussle or was it jump?
It may have also just been like,
if he got jumped, he would not have been like, I mean, Usher had no scars, nothing.
Yo, but Freddie Gibbs got jumped and performed. He performed right after.
Could you tell that he was fucked up?
Usher looks the way Usher's fucking life insurance is set up, the way his security team is set up, this motherfucker got Vegas residency. Ain't no way somebody is putting their hands on Usher. I guarantee it. Let alone multiple people.
Ain't no way.
There's no way it's happening. Somebody would have died. No.
And there was hella people at that party. They said Mario.
That's what I'm saying. All those people there. Security is in the building.
Period.
This is what we know.
Quavo. I mean, what happened?
This is what we know. Correct. What happened with Takeoff? 1,000%.
Sorry. Yeah, like no.
with the level, quote unquote, level of people that were in the room.
Definitely up
everyone's security is present. If everyone's security is not present, that means the security team was hired and nobody's individual security was allowed. But that means there was a higher security team.
Oh, 100%.
That's how that goes.
Like, 100%.
Child, they ain't get into no real scuffle tough.
I don't think so at all.
Not at all. And nobody was getting.
I think someone got heated.
Yes,
they were drunk.
I think they could have thrown plenty of words.
There is obviously some kind of beef between Chris Brown and Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor didn't say anything. Nobody said anything about it.
Tiana should stay out of it.
She should.
She should.
What you're not going to do, it's going to...
She's not gonna go back and forth with no dude. She got a whole husband.
You're not gonna come and call me no bitch and blame me for some dumb shit. Bitch. No, but you are crazy.
And Iman don't play by her. Nah, for real though. And if you actually did call me 50-11 bitches in this party in public and thought you was about to really sit there and disrespect me like that, I'm not gonna say anything in public.
Right.
I'm gonna go to my husband,
right,
who is here and has married me and is built to deal with you himself. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna sit back and be a lady.
Right.
And I'm going to let my man deal with you. Because you got the nerve to be coming at me like a bitch, calling me all types of bitches. So I'm going to let the man handle men. Mm-hmm. Period. And as she should. Tiana, I hope that's what you're doing.
You so silly.
Because I love that for you. You have a man that's built for that. He's about that life. And I love that for you. Because somebody has to check him on that. I mean, I'm sure Usher did what was within his parameters to do. And that's cute. And as he should, as the host who invited you. But
I just love that she
you got a whole yoga.
I love that she could come home from that, and she has a relationship where she could come home from that and seek solace and comfort, regardless of dealing with the bullshit too. Because let's be honest, some people leave bullshit just. And
to go she don't have to sit in her make it full circle in her masculinity. She can fall back and let her man do that. Why? Because he is trustworthy and exhibits those behaviors that she wants as a woman. That she could trust him to do that. Oh God, what you about to say, Pre? What happened?
Well, I was just trying to, because I'm like, I really am confused about the Chris Brown Tiana Taylor beef. Anyways.
Yes, that whole piece.
And so I was like, I googled, of course, literally the words, does Chris Brown have beef with Tiana Taylor? And supposedly she backed out of she was supposed to be in the Michael Jackson performance too. Oh. And I guess she backed out, which added to more of him not being able to do it.
So what? Chris needed a scapegoat, and so he's putting it on her, or he just mad at everyone involved with him not being able to do it, and she just catching that smoke.
I mean, I think it's dicey. Like not that he has any reason to respond to somebody with like disrespect.
Yeah,
but I do think that he has like a lot of his opportunities are dependent on his collaborations right now.
Yeah.
And that's just what that is.
Especially when you're in a moment of needing people to be in your corner because you're having such a hard time.
And repeated hard times. It's not like he had one hard time and everyone says like, oh, but no one's forgiven him for that one hard time. Nah, he keep having hard times.
Consistently, I was going to say, he's consistently making poor decisions that cause the hard times. So that's where it gets a little gray. But at the same time.
Yes.
They tried to say that man's nose was bloody and broken. It wasn't. I saw his video. That man is okay.
He was singing with Ari Lennox, right?
He's literally okay.
They looked so good together.
But they
looked all moisturized. She was all sparkly. We love you, Ari.
Tiana Taylor was involved in the performance in some capacity, but had to pull out last minute due to other obligations. And Chris feels like it's a big reason as to why the performance ultimately got canceled. Well, bitch, take that out with the motherfucking AMAs, bitch. I don't care.
He feels that way, but that doesn't make it true.
I got things to do. Like,
I'm a woman.
I gotta go. I can't do this performance. I'm sorry.
Like,
I gotta go.
Nah, purr. Big purr.
Bye.
I don't think that's fair. He feels that way. He doesn't know that that's even true.
Exactly.
You're just scorched earth because you wanted that opportunity.
Exhibit A of light skin did behavior. I'm sorry.
Beige rage.
Y'all know I be having colorist moments, and it is because light skinned people be doing a lot, and I'm in between.
Yeah, I'm like I don't.
Beige rage.
What am
I? Beige
I?
rage.
What am I?
You're close
what
to
am I?
side, but still,
yeah.
I was like, y'all like, we could talk about that all day. Yeah. And people, light skinned people know it. I look them in the face and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I got color tendencies. Mm-hmm. That is one of my bad tendencies. Because y'all motherfuckers just...
We're trained to be that way, unfortunately.
And not only that, it's just like, stop proving it all right.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact. Stop proving it all to be accurate.
Proving it.
Yes,
all
another
right.
light bubble. That is beautiful, y'all.
I just want you to stop.
I love light,
right.
bubbly reds.
I knew I was like, let me pour this now because this is the sweet.
Yes, the piece de resistance. Yes. What a perfect sip to have while we talk about where we eating and where we been eating at.
Where we eating.
So let's go ahead and get into our fifth sip.
Should we order some crab legs?
We should.
Bitch, I was like, hook and reel sounds like a move. So,
shit, you right.
Here's what we can do. We can order hook and... Never mind.
Sorry, y'all. Yes,
we'll plan later.
Where are we
eating? Looked. We were like, why?
Well, no, okay, so let's get into the wine first, and then we'll get into where me and Capri ate last week after our episode.
Okay, y'all, so
what? Yes, our fifth sip. Let's get into that first.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay,
so this is the Tre Secoli Brachetto d'Acqui.
Look at
Brachetto. Lightly sparkling red wine, usually on the perceptually sweet side. Okay.
The Tre Secoli Brachetto d'Acqui.
Yeah, Acqui.
We tried, y'all.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Ooh,
also paired this with the dinner that I did with the chef cooking Palestinian food. He did like these fried doughs with this like strawberry syrup. It was so delicious.
Baby. Okay, because this immediately smells like ripe strawberries with the leaves. Ripe strawberry.
And clean. Baby. Ain't no dirt on them.
Ripe. Clean. It's already been dipped in the white vinegar, rinsed off, and fresh organic. Like that's what it gives.
Beautiful. Lightly sweet.
Oh my God, that nose.
It's giving like very clean, but like in terms of like there's not a lot of like there's not a lot of like
it's jammy, but it's not overly sweet.
Yes, it's jammy, it's
like,
sweet, the sugar lingers, but the flavor is very pure. That's why I say not clean, pure.
This is pure is the perfect definition for this, and I'll even tie it back to WSET. Like, there's no additive, there's nothing contributing to this sweetness besides there's no sugar put into this. No, but that level of sweetness is like, oh my God. And I'm not a person that leans towards sweet wines, but something like this is the perfect level of sweetness, natural sweetness for me. I could sip this all day long.
2 to 3 days on
this is my favorite pour we've taken, and I loved everything we tried. This is my favorite pour, though.
And you see the color because
my favorite pour is on the skins.
2 to 3 days on the skins. Wow. Beautiful. And this wine, along with the Wine Collective Petinay and the Lambrusco. can all be found from Nito, which is a locally owned, woman-owned wine shop, Black woman-run wine program. We love you, Thea.
Thank
always.
you, Nito.
How you spell Nito?
N-I-D-O, baby.
Nito.
It's on 3155 Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
Go visit them. I put the address in so much, I know exactly where it is. Yeah, that's how often I be there. They have tastings every Friday. Go check them out.
Gang, gang. Anyway.
But for real, this is absolutely beautiful.
It's so tasty.
And if you go in and you tell Thea or anyone what you're having, they will have great recommendations. Thea has probably my favorite wide-ranging palate that has informed my palate in this city.
This is delicious.
She's fucking great.
Make sure y'all tell them.
She got me into 10 fish, y'all. Okay?
10 fish.
10 fish. 10 fish. Sardines, anchovies.
Oh, like literal 10 fish.
10 fish. Got me into 10 fish.
Mussels?
Yeah, I have them. They're good.
Make sure when y'all go to Nito, y'all tell them that Erica sent you.
10 mussels, not for Capri. Her.
I don't know if I'm into that idea,
we'll keep
but
them separate at the charcuterie
like,
celebration.
is there white wine sauce in the tin?
Yeah, like what? Yeah.
No. There's oils and everything. Everything's sitting in beautiful oils, seasoned oils, vinegars, different things.
I'd be willing to try it. I mean, it ain't like I don't eat mussels, so I'd be willing to try it.
It's just, I think you have to always have them with bread.
I kind of want a room temping with some bread
and butter. Ooh, with butter and bread.
Fresh I really want a seafood boil, but I'm not gonna hold you. Okay, so this is fucking fantastic. This is a fabulous. We knew that Erica was going to guide us through these pours in only the way that Erica could, and so of course I expected nothing different. But very wonderful.
I love it.
Wonderful lineup and wonderful order of events, so to speak, in terms of how we went through these. I love it.
Yes.
Very much. It's been delish.
It was a great progression. I love for sure.
It was a great progression.
Thank you.
So to close us out, y'all, we went to Capitol Grill for the first time.
That's where we was eating it.
Wait, Capitol Grill is where?
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, right. It's very close to down, like Chinatown.
Okay. When I was at GW, I've been there. Okay.
Yeah. It's really great. It was, just like quintessential DC bar. It felt like all the political heads go there. It was dark. It was pretty. The bartender had no idea.
No clue what she was doing.
Bless her heart. She
Bless
was so
the child.
sweet.
She was a version of sweet. She was semi-sweet.
At first, it was like you could tell it was a judging. Oh, because we didn't come dressed, child. We didn't come no suits. We just came from here to there.
I wasn't even sure if I was going to be allowed in based on what I was wearing. Y'all saw what I had on last episode. So like leggings and shit, bucket hat.
Yeah, it felt like she was a little judgy Judy. Not Judgy Judy.
It was giving a little bit Judgy Judy. Yeah. Like as if she was expecting us to come in asking for wings or something. Meanwhile, when she saw that motherfucking check, she couldn't judge no more, bitch.
And, we find out that I actually knew her because I served her and her friends.
I forgot about that, yes.
Her one of their friends passed away, and his favorite place was Reliable Tavern, and they did kind of like a funeral party for him there.
I forgot about that.
So that also kind of warmed her up to us a little bit more. She did forget our salad, and doesn't know how to make a margarita, but she was still such a beautiful person. It was great. My espresso martini was delicious. I
had great wine.
Yeah. First off, love their wine style. It is. I mean, if you can't teach the people to actually remember the information, put it on an iPad. So they just hands you the iPad, you click through, it gives you the description, and you get to choose.
Saves them on the training costs.
Talk about technology. Okay. Well, there it goes the song shop.
For real though, like that. I think that's also.
I'm the wrong person to do that with. I want a Sam to talk to me. I want the conversation.
Yeah. I want the conversation.
I want wax poetic to me about this wine.
I want to say I'm hearing I Want You Marvin Gaye in my head. Give me a wine that meets it. Because Capri sees how I order cocktails. I'll be like, make me something romantic. Make me something that will make me feel like I'm flourishing.
Yes, drama.
Like you want someone to talk to you. But I do like that because wine information is hard to come by. Yeah. And hard to understand.
And people come into that bar with not a lot of time too. And so they want to be able to have that kind of express experience if they're coming in there for like a power lunch and they just want to pick a good wine because that's what you're supposed to do when you're having a business lunch.
It was kind of big, it was bulky, it was weird. But I understand it. Especially, I mean, she didn't know how to make a margarita, so they're not teaching it there.
Yeah, better the iPad than misinformation or than I just use.
Correct.
Google it.
legit.
Correct.
Legitimate. Food was amazing.
Food was fucking delicious.
Oh
my God.
We started
with
with
oysters.
Mm-hmm. Then we had
shit. What was it? We had something else.
The crab cakes.
That's what it was. The lobster crab cake.
That was
good.
Crab cakes. That was delicious. Mm-hmm. And then she missed our salad, so then we got straight into our entrees. I guess
she had the lamb chops.
Girl, and I came back and tore them bitches up.
Me too. My salmon was wonderful.
Bitch. Oh my god.
We had the salmon. We had lobster mac and cheese. We had
mac and cheese.
Was it broccolini? What did we have? Brussels sprouts. Spinach.
Sauteed spinach.
Yeah, spinach.
I'm still stuck on
lobster mac was good.
I'm a child when it comes to when I hear mac and cheese. I'm just like,
that's me with all carbs. Pizza, pasta, mac. Like, I'm a sucker
garlic
for
bread,
stuffed
cheesy
shell, garlic bread. I'm a sucker for all that and done well.
Yes.
I'm a sucker for all that shit. You gotta make it good, because if I'm gonna get into these carbs, bitch, if you don't do it right, I'm zhuzhing it up and doing it myself. Trust.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was great.
And you could tell it's just consistency.
Yeah.
You know, it is pretty penny.
It's pretty penny.
I think we
spent 3 something for sure.
Which actually, now that I think about it, is not that bad.
I mean, considering that we went to like the equivalent of like a steakhouse downtown Pennsylvania Avenue.
I guess we had 3 drinks each.
I think we had 3 drinks apiece. Yeah, because I had 2 glasses of wine, margarita. She had a spritz and something else.
Espresso martini. And a Kir Royale.
There we go.
Oh, Kir Royale.
Yeah, she was doing the classics, honey.
They're really tasty. It's a fake me out Lambrusco.
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of reminds. It's like if the Lambrusco and the Brachetto met. Right?
Yeah.
So I love Kir Royales, but it was great. It was so fun. And then after that, I went to Oyamel to see Amy and Zach.
How was that?
That was great. While I was there, I found out that it used to be bartender at Silver. I think she was at Silverline, I believe. I don't remember, or somewhere. During 2020, she got hit by a truck. So I came in and I was like, "Oh, who's?" She told me, she's like, "Oh, baby girl's in a wheelchair, so we're just staying here. If you want to come meet me here." That was Amy. I was like, "Okay," I can't remember her name. So I walk in and I was like, "Oh, I don't know who this is." And then when I looked, I was like, I tried not to make it on my face, but I was like, "This is old girl. Like, I used to get drinks from her. Like, she's like paralyzed to automatic chair, needs someone to feed her. You know, it was like very, and she had to do all that during 2020.
Wow.
By herself. So that was eye-opening.
Yeah.
To really think about. I remember I was in the back of this car and I got into a car accident. I remember I was asleep. And when the bang hit, I almost chopped my tongue off. I remember
because you bit down.
And I just remember after that day, even now, when I think about that moment, I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I couldn't have a tongue anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I would be able. Like, I would mentally be fucked up if I had to go through finding out I'm paralyzed by myself. 2020, nobody can see me. Yeah. Woof!
Wow.
And she was there, beautiful, smiling. We had a good time. She's talking. She's drinking mezcal. She's drinking. I was like, okay, that's great. Like, I'm pretty sure there's still, like, I don't know what she wants to do. She still wants to stay in the industry. But I think she could definitely make a space for herself. I was just like...
Wow, yeah.
The
level of resolve you have to have with it to create that space for yourself.
Her hands. It was like all she could do was the wheelchair part. Mm-hmm. That shit was crazy.
Wow.
Very crazy.
That is
crazy. That, then I went to a ghetto ass comedy show. Hilarious. And then
we never got to talk about the comedy show. We'll get into that off the mic.
Oh, it was so ghetto. It was so ghetto. DC-based comics. I mean,
when you said it was bring your own weed, I was like, oh, okay.
God, it's ghetto in there. But I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, there's another one tonight.
Yeah, I believe in a good ghetto time.
Where did I go after that? After that, went to the new place that's at Marvin's called Owl Room.
Oh. Yeah. So is Marvin's still a thing? Or what was Marvin's is now Owl Room? So owl as in who? Oh, got it. Owl Room.
Owl.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta check. Is it worth checking out?
It's so worth checking out.
Pretty. It's really cute.
I love it. I've had incredible times.
Okay, because I haven't been
to
Marvin's
dancing there. Yeah.
So they cut Marvin's in half.
So now it's 2 different businesses.
Yeah, and it's just the Owl Room is just what used to be the outside patio on the left side.
Yes.
You no longer have the right
so that
side.
front door, the other side is a whole other thing.
There's that front room. So when you walk up the steps, there's still that front room.
Yes.
For dancing and shit, and then it's just a thinner, far back.
So the downstairs is another business though.
downstairs and also the other half. Remember, there was a whole other half of the patio because they had 3 bars in Marvin.
Oh,
They
yes.
had that patio,
And then they had that other half that was still covered.
They put a wall there. Crazy shit, right? I was like, whoa.
Oh, I gotta see this.
But it's great. We should go. We should go. We should go on a Monday because Jasonic does. Remember he used to do Marvin Mondays, and now he does Warm Mondays at the Owl Room. So he's calling warm Mondays.
As in like a warm hug, warm.
Yeah, like warm.
It was very cute today.
And you know he's great. I saw Jasonic and Harry Hodder there. It was incredible. And then I saw someone else there. It was like a plethora. It was the Formula DC, which is Native Sons Party. Native Sons and James Bangura, I think his name is. And they're both part of Black Rave culture. They hold
rave,
parties there.
R-A-V-E.
Yep, rave. Yes, thank you. Black Rave culture. And they did a party there, and people were dancing though. This was the first time I'd seen
raves. People are expected to dance though, no?
Dancing.
Yeah, I love that so much.
I feel it's like a bashment party, like a dance hall type party, and like a rave. Both environments, you're expected to dance.
Yeah,
like
you
can't go to the Caribbean party and not whine something.
No.
Like you can't just do a little 2-step and a bop.
Everything nice when I get to make it to their boom boom room. The motherfuckers be dancing like shit.
Okay, good. Okay. Oh, the boom boom room, yes.
The boom room, yeah, they always
you're going to something called the boom boom room. You're expected to dance.
You're dancing. If sardines could dance, that's what it looks like. You're against everybody already. Throwing your ass, you're throwing it for everyone. Energetically, everyone's catching your ass at the boom boom room.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want everybody catching his ass, but
it's there's no space, so you just sit.
You just throwing it.
I love it though.
Niggas throwing it, they don't even know it.
Yeah, they don't. Sorry.
I cannot.
Sorry, man.
That skirt slide. Yeah. I feel it, my guy. I feel it.
I be sliding on them.
Throwing that
gosh, listen. My favorite thing is when Capri will make sure there's room. You know how she'll make sure there's room?
Capri's gonna
her
make
body,
sure
she'll throw
it. She'll throw all parts of her body. Arms, hips, thighs, cheeks.
Make sure you see me moving, bitch.
Front to back. You gonna feel.
And guess what? We get a little circle. I'm like, yes, air, bitch.
She does this. She develops the whole world.
All around the world. It goes all around the world. Where we stop, nobody knows. Because we don't care where titties go.
She be low-key mosh pitting in the
mosh pit like shit.
It's like a mosh twerk.
Soft mosh.
It's like soft mosh. It's a mosh twerk.
Yes.
Yes. We love a little mosh.
A twash. A twash pit. The twash pit.
Twash pit. That's cute. I love that.
I like twash pit. I'm into that.
It's really cute. But I do. It's very true. I make sure that if you're not dancing near me, you move.
Yeah.
You feel uncomfortable. Or I'm dancing so much that you actually start to dance because you're like, I guess I gotta dance. So,
because otherwise I'm gonna stay here and look awkward and catch these elbows.
Catch these
and
elbows.
Catch these cheeks.
And
catch these titties.
Yes.
So basically, you catching these body parts like shit.
Catching them without throwing them motherfuckers around. You know, make sure you get your room out here, whatever. But we want to say thank y'all.
Yes.
For coming up in this motherfucker and listening to us again.
We need you to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Be sure to keep an eye out for that Patreon coming soon.
Yes, it really is though. It actually is.
It really is though. We swear. We're just making sure that the content that you all are actually paying for is worth your while. So that takes time, especially with a small team. So anyway, we love y'all.
We do.
Thank you for tuning in to Soul Palate Pod.
Yes, thank you, Erica, for the wine.
Yes, thank you, Erica, for being a fab guest
with
a fab selection of wine.
Glass.
I poured mine.
I'm just chilling with the Brachetto. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in a sweet wine mood, but I'm gonna go back once we order the seafood boil. Once we go back to the seafood boil, I'm gonna get into the
Petinay. Yes, the Petinay. Y'all, we ordered our seafood boils. We ready to go.
We ready to go.
We about to be in here making a move.
Nice Monday.
Yes. Getting the spring started right, honey.
As we should, baby.
All right, well, cheers, y'all.
Have a good day.
It's another episode.
Till another time.
Cheers.
Peace.